Hi, I'm Dr. Johnna B, occupational therapist, educator, and researcher, and this is OT Translated, translating occupational therapy for everyday education. Today we're going to talk executive function in teens. In this conversation today, we're not just talking about planning skills. We're going to talk about how teens manage their time, make decisions, regulate emotions, and stay engaged in meaningful occupations like school, social life, and self-care, especially in the face of trauma, stress, and neurodivergence. We're going to talk intervention today, not just theory, and you'll walk away with 3 occupation-focused strategies that you can start using in your own practice tomorrow. When we think about executive function challenges, they don't just show up on neuropsych evals. They show up in skipped homework, missed appointments, lost friendships, and just daily overwhelm. And that's exactly why occupational therapy practitioners are perfectly suited to address these concerns. Because here's the truth. Executive functioning is not just cognitive. It's relational, emotional, sensory, and contextual. And in occupational therapy, that's our sweet spot. So rather than just teaching study skills, let's talk about how we can embed executive function work into real occupations that teens care about. Let's get started. When a teen says, "I don't know where to start," they're often not lying. That may be the actual source of their struggle. Initiation and sequencing are real barriers for many teens, but that's where collaborative task mapping comes in real handy. For OT practitioners, this will likely feel like a version of an activity or an occupational analysis. But what does this look like to do with our teen clients? Have your teen pick a meaningful activity like getting ready for a job interview, cleaning their room, or applying for college, and then together map it visually, being intentional to identify where the starting point is, what decisions need to be made along the way, and where they're typically getting stuck in the process. Add visuals, use color codes, or even create digital versions using tools like Notion or Google Keep. As occupational therapy practitioners, we can uniquely not just teach the brain, but also support real-world participation by co-creating tools that are specific, relevant, and usable for teens to employ on their own in the future. Many teens with executive function challenges struggle with time awareness. Either they underestimate or they overestimate how long tasks will take them, which can then fuel frustration and eventually lead to shutdown. Try this as an intervention with your next teen client. Choose a daily task, whether it's packing their lunch, writing an email, or cleaning the bathroom. Have your teen guess how long it will take them. Make that time estimation. Then have them do the task and time it together. Compare the estimation to the actual amount of time that it took to complete that task and reflect on the difference. For many teens who struggle with executive functioning, the conceptualization of time increments is really challenging. Having actual timestamps for how long it takes to complete tasks can help to map out their routines more realistically and adjust their expectations accordingly. As teens do this with more and more tasks over time, you'll likely see that they build more accurate time schemas and develop more self-trust in their ability to work within time constraints. We compare these time tasks with flexible routine templates, not rigid schedules, that allow teens to visualize their daily time in task chunks, which can help to scaffold memory of things that they're expected to do for the day. As occupational therapy practitioners, we understand the power of routines, and we're in a perfect position to help teens rehearse, adapt, and find their own rhythms within the routines that they need and want to do so that they can feel more in control of their own time. This next intervention idea taps into teens' motivation, which is often a missing link in executive function support. Ask your teen, if things are going well for you 6 months from now, what would you be doing? Let them think about it and then walk it back with them. What occupations would your future self be doing daily? What decisions would you be making? What habits would help you to show up the way that you want to? Use of this future self imagery can help to anchor long-term occupational goals to current daily tasks, habits, routines, roles, and rituals. This is the type of backwards planning that you already do as a clinician, but by involving our teens in this backward planning process that stems from their goals that they've verbalized, we're bringing meaning to the smaller steps. It helps us to begin not just to talk about tasks, but to tap into why those tasks matter. As OT practitioners, we're in the business of helping people live the lives that they want. And for our teen clients especially, future orientation isn't just fluff. It's a motivator that fuels meaningful participation today, and it supports long-term goal setting in the future. Executive function skills are required for so many different aspects of teens' lives, from school performance to daily self-care to emotional regulation and identity development. Occupational therapy practitioners bring a unique lens to executive function skill building, one that's strengths-based, relational, and occupation-centered. So whether you're working in schools, outpatient mental health, or community-based practice, I encourage you to shift away from skills-based worksheets to occupation-based coaching, collaborative planning, and real-time feedback that teens can feel and own. This is how we translate executive function work into something that really sticks for our teens. Let me know in the comments what's one executive function strategy that you've used in your own practice that's made a real difference. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with a colleague or a caregiver who's joining a teen on their development journey. And as always, thank you so much for translating occupational therapy into everyday education with me, and I'll see you next time.